The extended cut of my dark soy sauce video, which is over on TikTok. So if you haven't seen that yet, I recommend you go take a minute, check the link in my bio and go watch that and then come back, or you can watch it afterwards. So yeah, sometimes I get these moments where I'm using ingredients and I just wonder how they're made. And this was one of those moments when I just really was curious about how dark soy sauce is made. So I decided to go about and try and make it myself. You may have seen my past TikToks where I was making Korean doenjang and that kind of blew up. And the soy sauce that is a byproduct of that process is actually a light soy sauce, which is different to what I'm making today. It's more of a Korean style soy sauce, which is commonly used in soups. This one's a little different because there's only one product coming out of it, and that's dark soy sauce. And the ingredients are a little bit different because we're going to be using soybeans, wheat, and koji. So the soybeans and the wheat I'm using are organics, and I bought them online for like pretty cheap. They came dried. I soaked the soybeans and the wheat berries overnight in water. However, you probably don't need to soak the wheat berries, and I'll explain later. The soybeans are going into a pressure cooker for about 20-30 minutes with just enough water to cover them. If you don't have a pressure cooker, you can also boil them, but it takes like 4 hours. While the soybeans are cooking, I'm also toasting my wheat berries. And because I soaked them overnight, they're full of moisture, so they took a lot longer to toast. So you probably don't have to soak them, you can just toast them when they're dried. So I toast them till they were like golden brown and maybe a little charred too for the color and taste. I let them cool off and then I blended them into a powder. I set that aside, then I also blended my koji rice into a powder. Once the soybeans were done cooking, I dumped out the water and let the soybeans cool off until they weren't going to burn my hands. Here's where most of the work ends. All that's left is to sanitize a tray or a shallow dish. I used a strong rubbing alcohol to do this. Then add your soybeans, toasted wheat powder, and koji powder. Mix it all together and cover it up with a cheesecloth and put it in a warm place to let the koji grow. I actually started off wrapping mine with plastic wrap and then poking some holes in it, but actually you can use a cheesecloth and then also drape a tea towel over top so that it isn't completely sealed off, but it also lets some airflow. So I left it for 6 days, stirred it every day. And by the 6th day, the soybeans had darkened a lot and the koji had started to coat some of the soybeans and an almost smoky and caramel smell was coming off of it. So at this point, the beans are ready to head into the next step, which is brewing into soy sauce. And for this, I decided to go for a lower salt concentration at 15% salt. I'm using a Korean sea salt and just some spring water I got from my closest supermarket. This is mainly to keep the overall quality of this fairly high. I used the long chopsticks to mix it until almost all the salt was dissolved. I figured the remainder will dissolve eventually, then I started adding my soybeans in slowly but surely. So I'll be honest, the only thing I measured in the whole process was the water and salt to make sure I had the correct salinity, so I don't know how this will end up tasting. But if the smell of the soybeans after a week of aging is any indicator, I'm pretty confident that it's going to end up being an amazing soy sauce.